Wait, I can't use continue. Because I've been playing an offline game. Which is going to really confuse me because I got further in my offline game than the game that we've been playing on stream. Oh yes, I've been messing around trying to work out how dangerous that thing was. Too dangerous for us to deal with right now. That was the answer. I've forgotten where our base even was. This way.
Your home base has grown. Now you can click the...
I love how it keeps resetting the tutorials for no apparent reason. Isn't it? Okay, I say that I got further in my offline game. I got further in making this on this game. Because I've also realised, you know, that I've been completely messing up with this whole thing. I've been playing this game for ages, and I didn't realise you can change the splitters. So you can make them look like this instead. So all this like really weird stuff I was doing, not needed at all. All of this spaghetti wasn't needed. And I feel like an idiot for not realising it because I don't think it mentions it. It just says distributes cargo to different belts, balances the mount, filters, can set to be any port. It doesn't mention here that you can change the type. The only reason I found it out was because I was looking in the controls and saw a thing that said change splitter type tab. And I'm like, what? What? Well, that's just you, isn't it, Ezzy? You like being a messy boy. I think this time we probably want to expand this bit out because there are things that we are missing off this. I think what I might want to do as well is clean out these to make them actually do the thing well, rather than having them be messy. Because currently they're taking up like an extra splitter. Though granted, I might do that offline because there's not anything stopping us from carrying on using it as is. Right, let's see, we've got... Oh yes, we were manually making these things, weren't we? Because we hadn't actually set up any kind of proper research yet. And this was like a 2 hours into the game. Right, where was my concrete? See, Ezzy, I like at least attempting to make the places look like they're functional. They might not be. Even though I enjoy these games, I'm not good at them. Granted, I do have a lot less hours in Dyson than I do Satisfactory and Factorio. And at some point, I need to just like actually look into doing like some proper blueprints for this game. We did play Satisfactory on Christmas Day. We did the Sheepa Beanie Chewy stream. And I was really annoyed that the presents weren't dropping because I was trying to do the Christmas tree stuff for being Christmas. And for some reason the presents weren't falling. So I got to a certain point and I couldn't actually do anything. I'd run out of tech to progress. I think Sheepa does want us to actually play Factorio again at some point. Not Factorio, Satisfactory. They both have factory in the name. Never mind. Oh no, not enough soil. The big thing stopping me from doing like a proper not a factor again. Stopping me from doing a proper Satisfactory thing on stream is that Satisfactory just takes so long. I mean, with Tectonica, we got most of the way through the game in, I think, about 4 or 5 streams. So about 9 hours. 8 or 9 hours, I think it was. We got through most of the content that was there when I played it. With Factorio, technically, you can finish the game in like an hour and a half. I think an hour and 10 minutes is the current speed run. But for the most part, I take about like 12 hours of just relaxed, get there eventually type thing. With Dyson Sphere, we got to the point where we started working on the Dyson Sphere and then stopped the playthrough after, I think, about 10 or 12 hours. Which, again, for a factory game, not bad. That's a good bit of playthrough. But for Satisfactory, after 12 hours, you've barely got into, like, the 3rd tier of tech out of 7. Because there is no, like, end goal with Satisfactory yet. At least with, like, this. There is technically an end goal. And with Factorio, there is the end goal of send your rocket into space with a fish or a car or, you know, a satellite if you're a boring person. So there are, like, tangible end game things to work towards in them. Satisfactory, it's very much just keep building, keep building, keep building. I'm sure you're trying to bait me with something here, Ezzy. Because I know you. You don't put someone's name in the chat like that unless you've got a plan. And so I'm not going to mention it. Well, slugs, yes. We know slugs. But to be honest, most of my time with Satisfactory, I play. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. You've said slugs and Garys. You're talking snails, not slugs. But now I see what you're trying to get at. But yeah, most of the time when I've played Satisfactory, I tend to play modded when I'm on my own, and I put things in that just make the grind a little bit less painful. Things like being able to, farm the doggos, like putting the doggos into a pen, and so you can actually farm the items that they get. Stuff like that. With a mod, you can. I see my problem here. But yeah, like I said, the mod that I used, it gave you a building where you could, take the dogs to and insert the dogs into the building. And it had a bunch of, feed and stuff, so you automate the feed to feed the dogs. The dogs would then produce things like they normally would in-game, where occasionally they pick things up. So they would pick things up as normal. But then there was a conveyor output, so you could actually dump them all into a storage automatically. And obviously the more dogs you had, the more random things you would find. Obviously that was including uranium, so you didn't want to do this next to your base. But I say I use quite a lot of mods because, it's the same reason as Factorio. The games are great, but once you've played them so many times, unless you're specifically trying to speedrun or something, there's not a lot there to replay unless you're going just purely for time. And so mods add in a ton of extra stuff. Right, we're going to need labs. What else are we going to need? We've got the tester towers, we've got the assemblers, the sorters, conveyors, all the good stuff. Power generation, we have Gauss turrets. We do need to get missile turrets going because I found out how amazing those things are. So at some point we need to make sure we get missiles and missile turrets up and running, and possibly signal towers if we have... signal towers need red. Okay, we don't have red yet, but we can get there. We can get there. But that's it. I think when you've got more than one person working on it, it also helps. Right, so that's making our plastic, which we don't need yet. We will want extractors. And refiners. Also, I'm just going to dump this out for now. We are not doing anything with solar yet because we can't make any more of them. Not easily, anyway. So you need iron, glass, circuit, coil. Coil, thankfully, we still have got here. Tell me all of you needs coil. That would be wonderful. Okay, you don't need coil. You don't need coil. Okay, fine. Be like that. Right, so coil goes into that. That's useful. What have we got in front? Iron we have. Oh, we moved circuits to go around the back. Don't want you. I want you to be up above, and then we will drop you down. Behind. Wait, hang on. You need circuits as well, anyway, so that's even better. We can. Okay, I need to think about this one. Can we bring it down one earlier? We need to have at least one flat bit for it to properly work, I think. There we go. I think that works. That works. There we go. And one in there, one in there. There's some spaghetti for you. Yeah, one thing I would like to do at some point, probably do it in my like off-stream build, is work out the best way of getting these lined up. Even if we have to leave a bunch of them empty to begin with until we get the right stuff. Or possibly even separate them into lines. Because like the first few were easy. Because all these all these 4 ones here, all take the exact same combination. Yeah, this takes those two, this takes all 3, that takes all 3, and that takes those 2. And so you can get 3 lines to feed the 4, and it's perfect. But then we start getting into the weird, like, confusing ones. It's like I've got prisms coming in there to make those. Currently, they're only being fed into the Tesla. But going by the recipes that we're currently working on, we now need to bring these further. because they're used in both of these. But there must be an optimal way of lining them up in terms of what they use to get built. So there must be a better way of grouping them together. Which, if I could find and dump into a blueprint, that would make my early game so much easier with this game. So we want you also coming out here. Granted, we don't need a lot of them. Oh, you're making me be healthy. How dare you? Well, there's the stretch. Posture check is fine. I sat down not long before streaming. I suppose I should hydrate as well. There we go. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Tab out of that for a second. Okay, Triggerfire, are you actually connected? Or were you just, like, still connected from the last time? There we go, now it's connected. Yeah, I've not been using that redeem thing for long enough to have that ingrained in my head yet. Right, so steel and stone. Steel and stone. So both of these ones need steel and stone. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever put on this channel. Other than myself. Right, we are going to need more splitters. Which luckily, sensible me, made sure those were one of the first things that we started building a lot of. Now, glass. Is glass even in this line? Not yet, it isn't. Okay, so if we do that, then that, we should be able to bring you down there. Okay, and that'll be glass done. Now, steel and stone. I will need to redo that line at some point as well, because it's not in the right place. I didn't consider we might actually need it for buildings. Because I'm an idiot. So when I like redo the splitters, I might shift all of these things like over by one. Because now that I know that we don't need to have this like weird gap in the middle, because we have the inline splitters, I mean, theoretically we could have an incredibly like condensed. I wish you could zoop this like you could with other buildings. Yeah, so theoretically we could have it this condensed rather than having it like that. But obviously, it's just going to involve work. There we go. So that's the factory, the matrix labs being made. You are stone and... Oh, looky, stone and steel are next to each other. Isn't that handy? Almost like I planned it. I didn't plan it. That was a lie. That does sound like you're tanking the internet quite hard. So if we bring those out to here. Let's cut those off a little bit. Yeah, the entire boss at this point is completely wonky. But as I said, this is the reason why I really want to have like some proper blueprints done for it. Enjoy your burb. Right then, so in, and in. Oh, do we not have store? I was going to say we don't have any store. That was luckily the last thing that we actually built. Oh, that's the problem. We can't make that go down any earlier, can we? I don't think we can anyway. No, because it's going to start interfering with that. Hmm. Yeah, that won't go. Hmm. Can I... I can do that. It's not pretty, but it works. Okay, so oil refineries and oil extractors being made. That gets us our hydrogen for the red science. Oh, what else did we need for the red science? I don't even think we can make it yet. No, we haven't even... Yeah, we haven't even made the tech tree stuff for it yet. Because we haven't even automated blue science, let's face it. Let's see, if we on this side of the belt do the manufacturing of actual useful items, and then on this side of the belt system we can put the stuff for research. Since we've expanded that since the last time, let's... Oh, hang on, wait, yeah, I can't put them down first. I have to put the belt down first. Did I pick up the wrong thing? Did I pick up the... Picked up... I meant to pick up these. Oh, I couldn't put them down on the belt. Because they don't work like that. These things do. Well, we are keeping them fed with bullet. Because I'm seeing we are getting close to an attack at some point. Let's see, you're protected, you're all protected, you're protected. Only thing that is not protected is this chunk of mining over here. But it is technically protected because we have got the aerospace base here. The analysis center that's got some drones in it. So in the meantime, let's think. We're going to need some of those fancy new matrix labs that we built. That is a lot of labs. Oh, let's see. How many of these are we actually going to want? Because we can build loads of these now, but we will be limited in the amount of red science we can get hold of. I'm going to leave a bit of room there to expand the power. And I'm also going to assume we're expanding the lines for a few other things at some point. That should be enough for now. You're going to want 2 inputs. Which were circuit and electromagnetic coil. So we want 1 into there. And we'll bring out the splitter on the top bit so we make sure that's the right level for when we go further forward. Right, so that's 1/2 done. Electromagnetic coils, where did I make those? Here. Let's see if we do this. Yes, yes, thank you for just dump this down somewhere. We haven't got any missiles for it yet, but just anything to shut it up.
You've built a missile turret. It can launch
Oh, thank
guided
you.
missiles.
A turret.
It provides all-around defense against both ground and space enemies. You can select targets in the turret panel.
That is not how you say turret. Right, so if we bring this one out the back here for use with this stuff, we then have the one at the front that we can use. Although we probably need to maybe snake it around a little. Okay, so blue science has been made. I'm going to preemptively make the next one, which will be for red, which again only takes 2 inputs. And then the plan would be, we want all of this stuff to go up. But we're going to need a bunch of foundations first to actually give ourselves a landmass at the pole to work with. Do we have anything at the start? Could but then sending those south means we'd have to send it all the way over everything else, which would be a little bit messy. Oh, we'll send them north. We'll send them north. You go in there, you into the middle, and then up one. Oh, that's up too. I didn't want that at all. You need to keep an eye on the timer. We need 1% before we get an attack. So I don't want to go too far away. Okay, we're almost there. Right, where are you coming from? Judging by the angle, this direction, which means they should just end up running into the turrets and just get blown up. Unless there's flying ones. Flying ones require missiles, and we don't have those set up yet. So if by the end of the stream we can at least have the stuff to make missiles ready to go in this good old lineup. There we go. Oh no, that's fine. They can cope. And my fleet can mostly take down the flyers as well. Four more units incoming. Best thing I would like to do is replace this copper bullet belt with a missile belt. And just have a line of missile turrets on here. Maybe sort of grouped in intervals. So yeah, a bunch of these missile turrets all nicely grouped up, maybe in chunks, and then the other parts of the planet that aren't on the belt we can use signal towers for, and then anything that does attack will get attacked by the line of turrets around the equator. That would be the best case scenario that I would like. Also, can we get out of combat mode now, please? We don't need combat mode. So plan would be how much? We do not have a lot of. Oh no, we do have quite a bit of foundation left. And never mind. It's whether we have the soil piles for this. And now, if you ever wonder why I have giant dots of concrete everywhere, it's just to get the soil piles until I concrete the entire planet. We just need a nice bit of landmass. That we can start working with. Let's drop a little bit of a land channel down as well. Might as well. So you coming in. Oh. Was not expecting that. Time to plunder the coal factory, I suppose. I should also start putting the Tesla towers down some places as well. Right, so coal. We should. Indeed, we do have a depot full of graphite. Mostly full of graphite. Your hands. What have I told you about putting your hands in the blender? I see that's why I use a craft knife. Yeah, I'm sure you are a gigaton, Ezzy. I'm totally sure you are. You would never lie about something like that. But that's going all the way pretty much, so we can, I think, just drag this up now. Why must you be like this game? What by one? You... I would say you're silly, but I also play ridiculous clicker games for way longer than I should. Because sometimes you just need the good old brain juice to go bzzz. Go number go high. And I keep seeing... Wait, is that actually the height it's meant to be at? And for some reason this one is just being really weirdly low. I don't know why it's being weirdly low. We need more conveyors. And at some point we also need like a proper clean out of all the crap we have in our inventory. Warn Optimus, the Energon cubes are on the move. Right. Now comes the fun part. Trying to get these set up in a nice, orderly pattern. And unlike my offline game where I made this really much harder than it should have been, I'm just going to put these going around the outside. So if you do that and then go down, these on the next one going around. Since we have nothing better to use right now, I suppose. Just 2 turrets will have to do. And there's our little sushi belt of blue goodness. It'll stock it up for these things to use, and anything that's left over will just get fed back into the loop. And before I even consider connecting that together, we need way more power. Otherwise, the dark fog is not going to like us one bit. Well, see, you are making enough. So there will be enough to do this. Right, only got one on us, but remember what I saw earlier, I think I already had these being made in the line. Thermal power plants. A lot of them. Can also use a few of them to burn off the oil we're about to start making as well. Yep, I knew that the American in you would like that one, Ezzy. We need to find some oil seeps. Drill up that oil. Process it into refined oil and hydrogen, because we need that hydrogen to make the next set of tech. Well, that's doubled our power output. I hope that will be enough for the things to run with. This is where we start bringing this in. Let's reverse the path of that so it's coming out the other side. I'll make this easier. Let's say about there. And then now that I know about them, we should be able to sneak in a cheeky little splitter so that if there is not enough on the bottom line, it can take stuff off the top. Since there's only like 3 or 4 left when it gets past this point, having this extra influx of stuff up here, we'll just make sure that we don't starve these of fuel at the end. There we go, they're all sorted out now. Need to trim off that. Oh good, and we're starting to get a backlog of that as well. Wonderful. Right, so next step. With those 3 crude seeps quite near each other, that's good. 4 near each other there, but that's getting a bit too far away for comfort. These are at least right next to where we already are. I think that's going to be our best option. Other than that, you know, there's all these crude oil seeps next to the fog. Who are getting relatively impressive now. We are going to need the signal towers to start beating them down soon. Right now. It's time to use my limited thinking power that I have left at the end of the day. God, that's all. These are already getting completely filled up. Right, I do not need all of these. Just need the 3. I'm also just going to dump you down just to get rid of you for now.
A wind turbine.
Yes, thank you, tutorials, for being reset, because I have like 40 wind turbines over there that you've forgotten that I've had. Let's make sure we have an even number of these. So oil sleep up there. 1 here. One down here. I'm thinking if we dump our refineries a little sort of smack in the middle. About here. You'll never see me playing that, Ezzy. So oil extractor number 1, number 2, number 3. Make sure we bring all of these over so we've got them all nice and neat, ready to go. Again, as always, this is probably something that has a really nice, neat way of doing it. But who wants that? What I'm going to need to have... I'm going to cut those down a little bit.
This facility produces...
Yeah, I know it's a thing. But we're going to need 2 coming out. I want you on that side. Because you are going to feed oil in from this end. Make that a little bit longer so the blueprint we'll end up using will work. So oil goes in. Then we need 1 going like that. And then the other going like that. Set filter. So hydrogen goes onto this side. And then oil onto that side. And then we copy that. And make a complete stab in the dark at how, oh, you won't work, you're not gonna... The one thing about trying to do grids on a 2D plane, the 1, 2, 3. We put 1 going that way. Oh, yeah, it's because of this. It's making it 1K. Okay, so rather than making it go this way, we need to make it go the other way. It'll take you... and we'll go this way instead. And then once we've got this built and have it all running nicely, we'll copy it 2 more times. Because we need to make sure that we have our bits and pieces going onto the right belt. So that at the end of it, they all come out and we can merge them all together nicely. Okay. Now we can take that again. Use now. Oh, we can't quite use that yet. Right, can we do it if we do that? We can. Take a few belts off, and we're good to go. So you go there. And again, we'll trim that off, and we'll do the same thing again. Like so. Then you're going to come in. Feed into that belt. You are going to come up and feed into this belt. And you're going to feed into there. You have a good sleep, Ezzy. One of these days, you'll end up having an actual sleep cycle that fits being in America. So I hope you get the good eep. Oh my god, are we actually... I didn't actually bring enough. course, I only bought 16. I was going to do 2 rows of 8, not 3 of 6. Never mind. I was waiting for that last one. Now that it's there, I know you won't be able to resist it. Well, to be fair, there's not much else that I've got going for channel points right now. I should think of a new challenge for the year. Since we did the build hurdy-gurdy last year. God, I forgot about that one. Fine, the glasses come off. Not that it makes a lot of difference with this game. Apart from I can't read quantities anymore. But on the bright side, the tracking should have worked now. Oh well, sucks to be you, isn't it? You should have read how much it cost. It is basically lose my glasses for the rest of the stream until someone redeems it again and I put them back on. Good job emotes don't cost you anything to use, isn't it? But okay, in terms of channel points, obviously they do cost you however much the subscription is per month. That's another thing I need to do this year. I need to look into getting some more emotes. I've got like, I think 3 or 4 animated slots that I have not used. Oh, there we go. Nice and neat. Just how we want it. We are also going to want...
You've built a storage tank, which is more suitable than a depot for storing liquids. Each storage tank can only store one type of liquid. Storage tanks can be stacked vertically. Once the storage tank is
Have a
dismantled,
look.
extra liquid will fall to the ground.
I was using 2, but I took one off because I wasn't happy with it. Because I had the other wiggly. Well, let's see. I've got 5 standard emotes that I can use for followers that don't subscribe. That I haven't put anything into yet. I have got 6 open slots for animated emotes. Plus an extra 2 that Twitch have given to everyone. So I have 8 slots for animated emotes. And I have no idea what to put on them. It's probably going to be more variations of Wiggles, more than likely. And then I have like 1 slot open for tier 2 and tier 3 subs, but let's face it, I am not going to be getting any of those anytime soon. I am not famous enough for that. Right, I need to get a large number of sorters and 2 more refineries. Good night, Izzy. Have a good sleep. Wait, so that's gonna get our hydrogen. Oh, that would be so... If we get hydrogen and refined oil, we can turn it into graphite and more hydrogen. So it might be worth setting that up. Rather than just like burning the oil off if we're not using it. It might be a good move to just do that. And build it into the thing. Build it into the process. Was I was not making storage tanks. Okay, so what do we need for the fluid tanks? Stone, glass, iron. Well, ain't that lucky? I think what I'll do is I'll extend you over. And I'll shift this building across one. That'll save a bit of work messing around with at least some of the belts. Let's move you over there. Change you. To be that. Then move all these refineries over. Make sure I keep a couple because we're going to need them. You go onto that. Then we change you to be the extractors. Okay. So you can come away from there. We just need you to have the stone going in. Don't need those two. Shift that over. Wait, no, we actually needed that one. do a little rework. So we need you. We need you. So in. And boom, we're going. Let's think. Probably going to want to have a couple. Trying to think of the best place to actually put these down. Okay, right, let me think. I've got the two extra refiner, the extra, well, those are extractors. I don't want extractors, I want refineries. And you get made. In a smelting facility. Before I heavily invest in that, I have a feeling that this is actually going to be from not the smelter. But from a chemical processor instead. Did we have a chemical processor from when we finished researching it? I don't think we did. No. Never mind. Alright, time to connect this up. See if it does what I want it to do. Okay, there we go. Well, it's not doing anything right now because I have forgot to give it a recipe. Of which there's only the one anyway. Right, so we want...
When out of the building range, hold Shift and click the right mouse button on the ground to move the mecha.
There's one. So, first things first, one goes into there, and then the other goes into there. This may be overkill compared to what I was doing in my offline game, but if this works, it's a good 150 facility blueprint that you can use with the basic tech. We just need to wait till everything gets pulled out of these and see if it can keep a full line going. There might be a bit too much at the moment. But you know what? That's fine. That is fine. Because all this oil, at least for now, we can send off to get burnt off. This graphite we can pull off and turn... Well, this coal we can turn into graphite, which is the other side of our red science production. And yeah, at the very least, I mean, I've got about a quarter of an hour left. We should have the red science going before end of stream. Really would have been nice to get the missiles up, but again, was handy. And by handy, I mean incredibly friggin' useful. Having the research is important. It might just mean that we need to go and manually protect the top bit for a while. Right, okay, so we need smelting factories, which are here. Oh boy, did I decide to make a lot of them. Let's make sure we bring these in ready for use straight away. Right, so you are our hydrogen. And this will be our graphite. I'm going to pop that out there. And we're going to pop in a storage. Just so we can keep a buffer so that if for some reason graphite goes, or either the production goes or the power goes or something else goes weird with it, we'll at least have a stockpile going. And then we want you to be energized graphene. Copy. Right, that's that started. Can we be lucky? Will this... Nope. It's going across borders. One, two, three, four. Think that'll be enough. Although, looking at that, we might be able to squeeze a couple of others in. And we squeeze another mine in for these. Ooh, we can. Okay, there we go. That's that. Should be enough for both of those to keep running at a decent speed. We've got these backed up now, so we just need to get them fed into the labs. And there's our first reds. Granted, not being produced anywhere near as quick. But what can you do? Apart from build more labs. Do we have enough? We do. It's still not a full belt constantly, but it's enough for us to get started. And I think we're making stuff faster than we can use, even with all 4 of these running. So I think what might be worth doing is... Oh, hang on, you're not even running. You're out of... You don't have a power line connecting you. So you're not getting any graphite. Okay, so still a good amount, actually. So it's not a full belt, but it's pretty good. Maybe a third of a belt. Obviously, once we get Proliferator, one of the main things I want to do is get these proliferated, get these products proliferated so that we can make things better. But right, red science is done now, so what we can do... Click activate on getting that signal tower done. Because that will be good to have that. Right, so... Missiles. Copper and circuits and the fuel, we already have those going. We just need somewhere to manufacture the rockets. So the rockets take... Oh, would you look at that? Nice and easy, to be honest. Copper and some electromagnetic rings. Since we already have the rings coming out this side, can we sneak a thing of copper over? I do believe we can. Let's cut you, drop you over. And squeeze you through. Hey, Zera. Just squeeze that through there. Pull these out from the other side. I must stretch. I have stretched. I think 3 of these will be enough. I think. I hope. And then we'll have rocket engines coming out there. Now, where are we going to actually make the missile? That is the big question. So all of you we have back here. So we can make it quite early. Because that's currently going nowhere. We're not using it for anything. That is pretty much exclusively for missile production. Oh yeah, we've got all that research. We haven't even connected the labs together yet. Oh, which is good, because we barely have the power to cope with what we have now. I might need to go a little bit ham on the wind turbines. Because we've got, like, I think 4 full stacks of them. Ooh, almost 10,000 foundations as well. That's pretty much just been whilst we've been playing today. Granted, 10,000 in 2 hours, not exactly great, but for a very basic low-level factory, pretty good. Bring those up into the top of this line. I suppose just in case we ever need them. Let's feed them down the line as well. But not many of them. We don't want to waste them. Can we also put... We can also put storages on these ones as well. That's brilliant. So we can keep a buffer of these as well. The missiles have a way better range than the Gauss turrets as well. So if we can replace this line of copper bullets with the missiles, then we're in. We're going to want to pull them out that way. Go. Oh, once again, we're out of conveyors. Right, so you two are going out nice and easy that way. We need copper and circuits, which we should already have being brought over here. I do a little bit of sneaky. We can split some off a little bit early. Granted, need to kill those towers. Oh, okay, so where are they coming? They're going to be beelining towards the research, aren't they, I think? Oh, no, they've beelined for the oil. Oh, that's more than I was expecting. I don't have a spare seep on me, do I? No. But at least that's that out of the way. We won't have another one of those for not long enough. We're already at 1% towards the next one. Eventually, once we've got the logistics stuff sorted out, we won't have to go and auto-rebuild stuff ourselves. Which would be wonderful if we ever get to that point. Go on, little drone. Go sort that out. Probably a bad idea that we can see the relay station from here. Right, power. Let's add to the grid. I think when we're power hungry and not actually using stuff, that makes the dark fog a little bit more annoyed at us. So if we can pull some of this oil out. And then set it off to burn. So those two have gotten those two, those two. Okay, so that's all going to get fed in. So we're backed up more than I thought, but then I forgot that we haven't actually connected the labs yet. Right, oil. Should go there and burn quite nicely. Can we have a quick look at our production? We're currently teetering on the edge of just having enough. Okay, that's pretty good. Could do with more. But as these fill up, the stuff should reach the end more. I mean, it is definitely seeming like we are not producing as much. But then again, that should change now that we're going back to 100% satisfaction. Decent amount of oil coming in from all sources. I mean, we have far too much crude oil here. It's not getting used up quick enough. Then again, the oil is backed up, so there's not really much you can do for that. You can do is put in a couple of extra cheeky power plants here. Is it going to be a lot of extra power? No. Is it going to help us with our backlog of oil? Yes. Right, we're up to 80 megawatts now. That's not too bad, I guess. We could do with more. You're sticking around at 10. So even with all of that oil consumption, we are still making more than we need. Hydrogen? Nah, not so much. Oh, well, we don't have enough room to anymore. We got a stone vein in the way. Could do a little diversion. Because we might have enough to feed an extra one. Or an extra pair. Gives us 85, give or take. So we're only using half the power grid right now. So what I'm about to do may or may not be a very, very bad idea. I don't know how much power these things are going to use. Oh, I've also hardly got any of these left on me. I should have checked that before we got up here. Right, yeah, last thing I'm going to do for the day is I'm going to get the lab actually online and running. Because I have gone over by a quarter of an hour. And I really should try and sleep properly tonight. Try and undo the damage I've done to my sleep pattern over Christmas. No, I'm not giving up on this yet. I'm not giving up on it yet. Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's... Let's bring you down there. We will have missiles. Come on. Then a missile out and a missile out. And then you are going to go down here and you are going to replace this copper bullet line. And then I just need to replace those two guns with missile launchers. Missiles. Missiles. I'm going to swap these two inputs over. So you need double the amount of copper. Then we do circuits. So you want them on the faster lane. What do we need for those? Quickly grab some iron plates. We can upgrade the sorters as well. Would help if I had room in my stuff. Just a random wind turbine. just enough for 2 will be enough. 2 will do. There we go, much better. Making a decent amount of ammo now. I say decent, it's still not much, but it's better than we had. What we can do now as well is we can take that gun away. We can start replacing it with these. Just need to clear the line of ammo first. And then... boom. Missiles are loaded. So let's go and do the final thing of today, which is connect this power grid up to the labs and hope to hell that we've got enough power generation. Otherwise I might need to kill a few of the labs. Right, here we go. One in between there, in between there. Between there, and then slap one nicely in the middle. That everything is covered. Right, now, make with the research. And there is our sushi belt in action. And we might be underproducing. What is the... Ooh, we actually... That did not take anywhere near as much power as I was expecting. That added like 20 megawatts usage. Although that's only on the first like the first half of the labs. Wait, no, we are getting around to the first bit now. So that's all of them are getting what they need. Maybe not as quickly as they could possibly want it, but it's quick enough. And that was relatively quick. Yep, signal towers, I know what they do. You can place them down, it will extend the range of missile turrets and also attract the dark fog to the signal turrets. Well, the signal towers, even not signal turrets. But what I've seen people do with these things, assuming that they haven't been fixed and, they're still amazingly useful, is as long as you have a good amount of missile turrets and you have signal coverage for the whole planet with signal towers, no matter where on the planet the dark fog turns up, all of the missile towers will start firing at them. Which is ridiculous, and also really cool when you see an entire planet of missile launchers go off at once. So the plan will be, once we've destroyed the hive on this planet, is carry on this around the entire planet, and basically just have a belt of missile launchers surrounding the planet. And then signal towers covering everywhere else. And if anything ever attacks us, things will get destroyed. But these, not really needed anymore. Unless it's for quick hasty defense, I guess. Because we are still making bullets, we just aren't using them now. And we have everything as well to actually make these automatically. We just need to have the engines made somewhere. Which I don't think we currently have engines being made. But again, they don't take much. There's literally a bunch of basic stuff. So we can easily get that sorted out. Stream game 2, we're saving in the right one. And we'll call it there for the night. I'll put my glasses back on now because the stream's ending. Of course, now I lose 10% of my tracking ability with my eyes. Let us have a look, see who is online to raid. Let me guess. Stars? Will it be Stars again? It will be, in fact, be Stars again. So yeah, as always, thank you everyone for watching. It's been fun as always. Okay, we haven't got much done today. I did spend the first 20 minutes having a conversation with Esley about a different game being satisfactory. As in, the game was satisfactory, not... The name of it was satisfactory, not the experience of it. Although technically it was also satisfactory. But yeah, let's see, tomorrow's Friday, well, technically today now is Friday, so stream day, off. So, no stream tonight, unless I get bored. Weekend, I think, for the weekend we've got plans to do a New Year stream. With, me, Sheepa, possibly Ace, possibly Josh, possibly Ginger, depending on what everyone's doing. Kind of like how we did last year, where we just had, hours of randomness. Don't know what the plan is, quite frankly. I just know that we probably will be streaming for New Year's. Because, obviously, not everyone can get out and go to parties. Whether that be for, anxiety reasons or health reasons or whatever. But anyway, it's saying we're raiding soon, so, again, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you sometime in the weekend for New Year's. Bye-bye.